Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I want to thank all of you for being here today and testifying on this important issue. You know, Americans across the country are suffering from high energy prices due to this administration's rush to green energy agenda. You know, this needs to be bottom up and not top down. I think every American, you know, wants a clean environment, and I'll tell you, America leads the world. We've reduced our carbon footprint 10 times what any other nation has done, and we're doing our part here. The war on fossil fuels and regulatory climate are making energy prices unsustainable, and this is impacting every sector of our economy. We just came back from our August district work period, and the top issue I heard from my constituents is how their bills keep increasing. I also have a very agriculture heavy district, and I have heard from farmers. In fact, I just met with the peanut growers with the devastating impacts that high energy prices are having and input costs are having on their bottom line. Ms. Pryor, one issue I hear about from my farmers is there high input cost? In your estimation, what percentage of your input costs are for fuel? Yeah.
I don't know the exact percentage, but I could definitely get back with you on that as soon as I'm home this evening.
Right.
But the increase, you know, for a very comparable amount of fuel was from 57,000 to 83,600 in just from 21 to 23.
Right. So it's significant.
And that's not something that we don't get to add a fuel surcharge or something to compensate for that.
Right. And so you're saying that you're dependent on the market, but then input costs are rising drastically.
Correct.
So what do you do in the meantime?
Absorb it as long as you can, and then when's the breaking point? I don't know. Diversification, we try hard to look at every possible option. That's why we grow more than one type of crop. To try to make ourselves as strong as possible so that we can ride out times. But we've had consecutive years now, and the projection this year will be the same. So this will be our second year in a row to not have a profit. And
we are at the breaking point. And we can talk all we want to do about climate. When people start going hungry, we're going to hear about it, folks. I'm going to tell you that. We're at that breaking point. I've been in the district, I've listened, and I'm going to tell you, a lot of these folks, they're not going to get the loans to plant next year. And we're messing around up here with this, a national security issue? You have to be kidding me.
Farmers don't go out of business due to lack of hard work. They go out of business due to lack of cash flow.
Yeah. And the investment that we put into national security risk is like the eye of a needle compared to the economic impact and national security interests of our food supply. And we can't make this place up here understand that. It absolutely, oh no, we got to worry about, you know, let me tell you how to deal with wildfires. We do it down south. We manage our forests. Our private forest owners manage our forests. It's the public lands where we can't manage. Y'all, we were created to adapt. And we're just allowing these things to happen. It's because people have lost all common sense in how to deal with these issues. It is amazing to me. Ms. Is it Onwuka? Yes. Did I get that right? Before Congress, I was a small business owner, and I know firsthand how these regulations and prices impact businesses. As you noted in your testimony, energy is a top business expense for 35% of small businesses. From your experience, how is the rising cost of energy impacting operations at small businesses?
Well, thank you for your question, sir. You know, when you look at what businesses are spending right now, it costs small businesses to heat their buildings, run their equipment, ship their products. They're also facing increases in prices from their suppliers. So they're forced, unfortunately, to pass these higher costs on to customers. Interestingly, the National Federation of Independent Businesses, NFIB, found that energy costs are one of the top 3 business expenses and concerns for small businesses right now. So, you know, they're struggling. As much as households are struggling, small businesses are struggling, and if they can't make ends meet because of energy costs, they too face that existential threat.
And Ms. Pryor, fertilizer, you know, is just another thing. I've got a few additional questions, Mr. Chairman, but I'm out of time and I yield back.